as you get your mat and your weights out. Welcome, everyone. We have Tech Try. This started yesterday. It's not too late to join. This is, good morning. This is completing the distance of an Ironman throughout the month of April. So it's a really fun one. You can swim, bike, row, or swim. No, swim, bike, run, or you can row, bike, run. So definitely check this out. You can register if you just click on the screen, or you can find all this information on Engage or Slack. All right, let's get on our mats this morning. We're going to be on our backs to start. I forgot to take my shoes off. You don't need shoes for this class. We're going to take them off. Once you make your way to your mat, take a few moments and just kind of get the wiggles out. So feel free to move your knees side to side, find a gentle rock. Maybe you reach your arms up overhead and just start to slow your breathing down. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And then you'll meet me in a neutral position. So knees back in the center, arms down by your hips. Heavy your spine down on the mat. And start to focus solely on your breath. On your inhale, I want you to feel your abdomen rise, your rib cage expand. On your exhale, feel the belly button naturally fall towards the mat and the rib cage come together. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it fall. On your next few breaths, on your exhale, I want you to start to intentionally draw that belly button down. Start to feel that engagement across your low belly. Just a gentle activation. If that activation is easy to find, I want you to start to work on keeping your hips out of that activation. A lot of times when we pull our belly button down, our hips are going to want to lift, or at least our glutes squeeze. So I want you to really pay attention and try to disassociate the two. So pulling the belly button down, but leaving your hips nice and relaxed. If that core engagement is harder to find this morning, I want you to just focus on that. Don't worry about your hips. Just try to connect with that low core. 3 more breaths here. Finding that engagement. And then we're going to start that exhale the same by pulling that belly button down. And then we're going to tuck the tailbone and slowly roll it up into a bridge, lifting the hips, pausing at the top for an inhale, exhale, roll it down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, engage the core, tuck the tailbone, roll up. Really think about creating space between each vertebrae, almost like you could get taller the further out you shift your hips or reach your hips. Continue this at the pace of your own breath. This should be done nice and slow, controlled. Two more. Once your hips touch the mat, go ahead and bring your legs up into a tabletop position. So knees slightly over the hips or in front of the hips, and then ankles slightly above the knees. I want your arms out like a kickstand, and you're going to gently lower your knees towards the floor to one side on an inhale. Exhale, draw that belly button and let your core strength bring you back up through center. Inhale over to the other side. I want you to start these pendulum swings nice and small so you don't go quite as far to the ground, just to warm up that rotation, warm up the core. And then as you feel like your core can handle more, you can go a little bit lower. If you are using the core to pull them back center, you'll notice a pause before your legs start to move. If they're flying back through center, then you're likely just using momentum to get them there. So that can be a good tell what muscles are working. 3 more here. Slow and steady. And then you'll meet me back in center. Legs are going to stay in tabletop. Arms are going to come up overhead. On your exhale, we're going to find that core engagement and start to bring it up into the upper core. So we're pulling the 2 rib cage points together and lifting our shoulders, head, and neck off the mat. And then inhale, we slowly control it back down. So again, we're watching for that momentum. When we come up, we don't want to fling our arms to get up. We want our core strength to pull us up. So we engage first and let our core muscles lift us. And then on the way back down on our inhales, we let our core muscles control our body back down. Big deep breaths. You want to be inhaling consistently on the way back, exhaling consistently on the way up. Give me 3 more. Last one. Our head will go down, arms are going to stay by the hips, and you're going to give me a toe tap. So tap the right toe and then the left toe to the mat. Your goal here is to not feel any movement in that low back. So we don't want any space created between the back and the mat. You can pick your inhales and exhales here. It's work in both directions. Whichever one you feel holds your core in the best, you can do that one as your foot goes down. Bring the legs right back into that perfect tabletop position each time. This is 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and set those feet down, rock those knees side to side. You're going to meet me on the right side of your body, coming into a side lying position. You can either prop your head up here or lie your head flat. It's totally up to you. Either way, I want that head fully rested, so you're not working your neck at all in that position. Shoulders are stacked. Your legs are going to come into a traditional clamshell position. So bottoms of your feet are going to line up with the back of your body. Knees one on top of the other, and we're going to start with that clamshell, lifting and lowering the top knee. I want you to watch for that top hip rolling out. So if it helps, you can put your hand there, and you don't want any pressure going into your hand. That's going to ensure that that glute muscle is doing the work. Exhale as you lift. This is another one where we disassociate the core from the hips. We want the core to stabilize while the hip works to laterally pull that leg open. You give me 2 and 1. Knees are going to come together. Feet are going to lift, so they're floating in the air. Do that same motion, lifting and lowering that top knee. Core is stabilizing the hips so they're not rocking back and forth. Exhaling as you lift. 3, 2, 1. Lower that bottom leg, left leg, top leg stays hovering. You're going to straighten and bend, pulling that heel towards your glute. Getting that hamstring here. You can either leave your foot relaxed or flex it. If you're having trouble feeling it in that hamstring, the flex will help. Pull that belly button to the spine. You want to maintain that core contraction the whole time. Get a little extra core work. For 2, 1, straighten the leg, point the toes, and circle. Find length through the leg here as if you're reaching your toes out of your hips. And reverse that direction. Take it around. For 2, 1, left leg comes back on top of the right into that clamshell position. This time we're reversing that clamshell. So instead of lifting your knee, I want you to lift your ankle and lower. Same rules apply, except the opposite. We don't want our hips to rock forward. So it's a smaller movement. I want you to imagine you're taking your femur bone and just spinning it towards the mat and then back neutral. You want to feel this deep in that hip joint. Your foot can just relax. You want that movement to start up here in that hip. 2, 1, let those legs rest. Grab 1 dumbbell. These are light weights, 1 to 5 pounds. I have a 3-pound weight. Now you are going to lie your head all the way flat on your right arm. Make sure those shoulders and hips are still stacked. Left arm is going to go long towards the hips. You're going to lift and lower. That arm is coming right to shoulder height and back down. When you lift, I want you to watch for that shoulder shrug. Keep that shoulder blade packed down like you're sliding it into your back pocket. You have a heavier weight, like 4 or 5 pounds. I want you to really focus on that, keeping a soft bend in the elbow. If you have a lighter weight, it's okay to have a little bit more straight of an arm. Last one here. And then pull that elbow into the side, hammer curl. So my palm stays facing the ground. It's almost like I'm bringing in a coffee mug to my mouth and lowering it. Keeping that hand parallel with the mat. Curling it all the way to the shoulder and back out. 4 more. Let your head fully rest on that arm. Try not to tense your neck. Last one here. Meet me at 90 degrees. Turn that hand or bring that hand towards the ceiling and back to neutral. Externally rotating. Now you're imagining twisting your upper arm bone towards the ceiling and back down. Right to parallel with the mat. Feeling this deep in your shoulder joint. Give me 2 more. Last one. And relax that arm. Set your weight to the side. We're going to switch sides. So if you want to bring that dumbbell with you, you can. We're going to do our leg series first. So on this side, same rules apply. You can be lifted or propped up or lying down. Our legs are bent, bottoms of your feet line up with your back, and we're going to lift and lower that top leg. This side could feel completely different. So again, watch for that rocking of the hips. Keep those hips stacked. Core is strong. Head is resting in that hand. Maybe 3 more here before we progress. 2, 1, knees come together, feet lift, hovering, and we lift and lower that knee. Squeeze that glute as you open. Exhale as you lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bottom foot lowers. Bend and extend that top leg. Flexing the foot is an option. Think about bringing the heel towards the glute. Hamstring curl. If you feel any discomfort, I know sometimes my knee pops, makes noise in this position. Just play with the angle of it. You can push, bring that knee back. You can bring it forward. Make the leg a little bit more parallel. Last one. Straighten the leg, point the toes, circle. Core is going to keep those hips stacked. So really strong core, and we reverse. 3, 2, 1. Right leg comes back to the left. This time we lift our ankle and lower. Knees stay together. Small movement. We're trying not to let that hip roll forward. Starting the movement from deep in the hip, not the foot. 2 more. And rest. Go ahead and lie your head flat on your arm. Grab your weight down by your hip. We're lifting and lowering. Soft bend in that elbow, especially if you have a heavier weight. Right to shoulder height. You can breathe in any direction here. Exhale either on the up or the down. It kind of depends on where you feel the most work. Strong cores. Last one. Elbow comes into the side. We bend into the hammer curl and extend. Hand stays parallel with the mat. With these light weights, you can bring it all the way up to your shoulder, and you can straighten that arm pretty much all the way out. Four more. Squeeze that bicep as you come in towards the shoulder. 2, 1, meaning at 90 degrees, take it open and back parallel. Small movement here, keeping that elbow close. Deep work in the shoulder joint. 2 more. And we rest. Set that weight right in front of you. We're going to come to a kneeling position on our mats and grab our other weights. We need 2 of them. If you need extra padding on your knees, go ahead and roll your mat up. We'll be here for a little bit, not too long, but if it's uncomfortable, get some extra padding. We want our knees right below our hips. Glutes are engaged. Chest and hips are open. With those dumbbells, I want you to come into a goal post position, 90-degree angle. We're going to press straight up and come right back to 90 degrees. Straight up, right back to 90. In that overhead position, you want your arms, your wrists right over those shoulders. That's your goal, I should say. Keeping that rib cage together so we're not flaring it open. This is 3, 2, 1, meaning at 90 degrees. We're going to come close and open, squeezing those shoulder blades together as we open without flaring the rib cage. Everything else stays nice and stable. I want you to feel that tension build up in the deltoid, not in your neck. So keeping those shoulder blades down. Give me 3 more. Moving to pulses. So we're holding that 90-degree angle goalpost, little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Set those weights down. Come up center. For this movement, you're going to choose your range of motion. Some people are going to be able to go all the way down. Some people are not. That's totally fine. I want you to listen to your body. So we're going to take our hands behind our head, pull our shoulder blades together. We're going to start a rotation to the right on our exhale. So we exhale and rotate. When we feel like we can't get any further, I want you to release your right hand down and try to reach your right heel. If you can't reach your right heel, that's okay. That's just the direction you're aiming. And you'll come up and forward. So the breathing is going to look like this. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, up. Inhale, center. And we switch sides each time. You might feel the availability to go further on each rep. But the most important thing is that your core stays engaged so it protects and supports that spine in that rotation with the hinge. Two more each side, 4 more all together. These are meant to be done slow and controlled. Again, it's finding that control without momentum, without flinging yourself in any direction. Come back center. Once you finish that last one, release those arms and come onto all 4s. Go ahead and bring those knees wide as the mat, and sink your hips back. Walk the arms forward, child's pose. Little rest here. Take a couple deep breaths. Go ahead and shift yourself up onto all 4s. Bring your knees underneath your hips, hands under your shoulders. I want you to screw those hands into the ground and find a neutral position in your spine. Belly button is pulled up towards the spine. Shoulder blades are packed down. Extend the right leg behind you and start to lift and lower. A little bit more glute work here. Trying to let the glute control the movement. So as it lifts, you're preventing that arch in your back. You want to keep that core strong. Just squeeze the glute to lift the leg. Actively pressing away from the mat through the arms. Eyes are on the mat in front of you. Find length in the leg. Reaching the toes away from the hip as you lift. This is 3, 2, 1. Right leg comes back to the mat. Left leg extends, lift, and lower. This is another one. We're finding that control. We used momentum. We could fling our legs pretty high. You want to find that muscle control. Check in with the shoulders. Make sure they're out of the ears for the last 3 reps. Left knee comes back to the mat. You're going to lie all the way flat on your tummy. Hands come underneath, or one on top of the other. And I want you to set your forehead onto it. We're going to do a few neck extensions here before we come into some upper body work. So in this position, I want you to imagine you have a button on the end of your chin. And if you push that button, here, let your chin go straight back. You want to feel length through your neck. On your inhale, you're going to release. So exhale, press the button, chin goes straight back. Feel your neck lengthen. Inhale, release. When you find that length, your forehead will get lighter on your hands. So it's kind of an active lengthening here. Think about creating space between the base of your skull and your top of your shoulders. It's a small movement. You won't even be able to see my neck move. 3 more of those. This is a good one to practice when you're in the car. Your head is up against the headrest. You can really find the length. Last one. Release. Go ahead and bring those arms now to a goalpost position again. 90 degrees. We're going to find some Superman lifts here. So I want you to think about lifting through your mid back, where your shoulder blades pull down and together, and your lower body is going to lift as well. So on the exhale, we draw the belly button in, we lift up. Inhale, we lower. I want you to think about length versus height. So especially with that idea of my neck lengthening each time I exhale, I want to keep that idea of length throughout my spine all the way to my tailbone. Even if you only get an inch off the floor, that's fine. But you want to make your body as long as you can as you lift. Three more lifting and lowering. Then we have a hold. So meet me at the top in the lifted position. From here, maintaining that length in your neck so my eyes are on the mat in front of me. I'm going to reach my arms forward and then exhale, pull my elbows into my sides. Reach and pull. Squeeze the glutes. Core is strong, so your low back should not be feeling any pressure here. This is 4, 3, 2, last one. Go ahead and bring those hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up. Bring the knees about as wide as your mat and find that child's pose. Walk your fingertips as far forward as possible, sending your armpits towards the mat. Deep breaths here. Releasing any tension that's built up. On your inhale, walk your hands to the right side of your mat. Reach your left hip away from that left shoulder. The deeper you breathe here, the deeper stretch you're going to get. Inhale through center, over to the other side. Same thing here. Reaching your right shoulder away from your right hip. Inhale back center. Take your time getting up off the mat. If you want to stay and stretch a little bit more, please do. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, have a great weekend.
Thank you, Kimber.
Thank you.